Hey guys, how's it going? Day 3 of the 100 crunches challenge. And I am super excited to bring you all on this journey with me. I am super excited to develop consistency through today and resilience through today. This challenge forces me to take a look at my impulses, what I feel like doing versus what I said I was gonna do, and that is pretty awesome. Today I woke up at 2 p.m. I went to bed around 3 a.m. I believe that I didn't have an important enough reason to get up earlier that was clearly identified for me. It's just a general wish, a general belief that I want to record this video and change my life for the better. And my life is not where I want it to be. However, I am a successful actor, I am a successful YouTuber, I make $176,000 a month, and this is an abundant universe. That would be wishful thinking. The only thing I knew I wanted to do today for sure was make this video. I didn't set up a specific time to do it, I didn't set up a specific deadline for it, and I did not learn from the past 2 nights or from the past month even of doing this and trying to do this that there's always a reason why uploading is delayed, and it causes me to miss my 12 a.m. deadline, and I should probably start earlier in the day. I believe I experience general frustration with myself, not because my life and my finances don't tangibly match what I feel I'm capable of or my desires. I believe there's a frustration because I'm not actively working towards changing my life. I wish my life was different. I wish I was a working actor. I wish I was making money on YouTube. The frustration doesn't come from the fact that that hasn't become a tangible reality. The frustration comes from knowing in my soul and my being that I am not even working towards it. Today is today. And now, without further ado, I will do my...
There's a famous quote that's really stuck with me over the years. He says, many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Right? How close they were to the finish line when they turned their back and said it wasn't worth it. It's really an interesting thing to grasp. Right? Success is seeing what others can't. It's believing when others don't. It's taking the abstract, those visions, those pictures in your head, the make-believe, and finding the courage to make them real. Bring them to life. It's this constantly evolving process, and it grows a little bit every single day. Sometimes we feel that progress, we feel the momentum, we do something big and it's exciting. And sometimes the progress feels small. And there are times when we get knocked down and we don't see it at all. We feel like because we weren't validated that we lost, that we failed, that it wasn't enough. We forget that's part of the process, that progress is a journey. And it goes when you go, and it stops when you stop. Just like that famous Dalai Lama quote, right? The only way to fail is to quit. Period. No one ever stops because they can't. They stop because they decide to. They stop because they see that huge mountain and they think that's impossible. They forget it's only made of little rocks. They stop because they get so disheartened by the distance of the finish line that they forget it only takes a collection of little steps to get there. You don't have to leap the entire distance. You know, I've been there. This is me speaking from experience. It took me years to figure it out. And even now, life is rapidly evolving. I've poured my heart into things that, let's be honest, no one cared about. I've invested in opportunities that fell apart right in front of me. And each time it felt like the end of the world. I've been lost. I've been unsure. Gotten up after things didn't go as planned, and
a fairy tale has two things in common. There's a dark forest and a dark moment. How you handle that dark forest, how you handle that dark moment determines everything. You want to know the people that go from good to great to unstoppable? They didn't run from that dark moment. They don't think about that dark moment as they get older, but they never forget. And when you never forget, that internal fire never goes out. It never goes out.
Winners run towards the fire. Winners were built for pressure. Winners were knitted in their mother's womb for pressure. Winners have the mindset that they don't have to deal with pressure. Pressure has to deal with them. In fact, a true winner thrives in the pressure even more than a regular, low-stress situation because they adopted the mindset that they were built for the pressure.
When you are in uncertainty, when you feel at risk, when you feel exposed, don't tap out. Stay brave, stay uncomfortable, stay in the cringy moment, lean into the hard conversation, and keep leading. Stay brave.
No one will believe in you until you believe. And then when you start believing in you, the world starts believing in you. The greatest visions frighten the status quo. And yet those are the very visions that disrupt markets and change the world.
Where would you be right now if you had done what you said you were going to do the first time you said you were going to do it? Or maybe even the second or third time? The answer to that question usually sucks. It's not fun to think about the amount of time that you spent kicking the can down the road, pretending that you're going to do what you said you were going to do one day. So don't do it now. Don't watch this video and then 6 months, 1 year, 5 years down the road, find yourself asking the exact same question then that you are now. Don't make your entire life a question of what if I had just done it when I said I would. That is a life full of disappointment and regret. And that is not something that you want to live with, and certainly not something you want to die with.
There's only one main reason that's stopping you from reaching your dream: your inability to steer through emotional cycles. When you begin executing an idea, you're excited and ambitious, driving the mind into euphoria. But the deeper you go, the more you realize it's harder than you thought. As obstacles arise, so does fear and self-doubt. You start questioning if the effort is worth it. You start looking for excuses and think maybe another path would be easier. This is where most people quit. To get through this, it takes courage and commitment. To get through this means you're closer to your goals than you think.
Fear is what you must face. Doubt is about you. Everything that you doubt, you've created. Nobody else creates doubt. You create that doubt. Fear is about pressure, and pressure is a privilege. If you're put under a pressure situation, that means somebody believes in you. Pressure is a gift. Doubt creates panic. When you doubt yourself, that's when panic starts to happen. So when you're under that pressure situation, embrace it. Because you know what pressure does? Pressure pushes what's great outside of it.
Once you become obsessed with something, obsessed, it's okay to be unbalanced for a while. It's okay. Don't be all this stuff people say, you gotta be balanced. To be the best in the world at what you do, you have to be unbalanced to find every bit of energy and strength that you have to pull it off. Then you get balanced once you become great. So if your family doesn't understand, why are you so daggone crazy? Because I'm trying to be the best I can to give you the best that I am. And it takes being obsessed to where people think you're crazy.
Do not be afraid to fail, because failure is not the end.
Failure is merely a stepping stone on the path to success, so just embrace it as a valuable teacher and let it fuel your determination to try again and again and again.
Say you want to be great, let your actions, let your words display that. If you say you really want to be elite, let your actions and let your words display that.
Two of the most dangerous words a person can say on their way to success is good enough. Good enough for who? Who said it was good enough? Who said the effort that you're putting in right now is good enough? Who said that your education level right now is good enough? Who said that your people skills right now are good enough? Who said that your website, your business structure, who said it's good enough? We're not going after what's good enough. We're going after what's best.
The greatest things in the world were built by tired people. All right, I know you're tired. I know it's hard. I know you're exhausted. The fucking wonders of the world, guess who they were built by? Exhausted people. The buildings that you admire, guess who they were designed by and built by? People that were tired. Everything great in the world was built by tired motherfuckers. So it doesn't matter if you're tired. You just have to keep going.
Vision that you glorify in your mind, the ideal that you enthrone in your heart, this you will build your life by. This you will become.
Mind has to be stronger than your feelings. Think about every poor decision you've made in your life. There was more emotion that was involved in it than there was mind. Every single one of them. Think about it. Your feelings keep you in bed. Your mind tells you, get up.
I want you to live your life. Your life is a book. You got a bunch of chapters in your book, but when they close that book, how good was the book? All right, made some mistakes, life goes on. You take those moments, you make the best of them, because they're life lessons. You figure out life from this point. The sun gonna be up in the morning regardless. And at nighttime, the moon gonna be there. And you gonna look up, these days gonna keep going by.
That's funny, because you like talking to people. I hate talking to people. But it's not because they don't have speak. I just hate talking to people.
Oh no, I hate to say it, dude, but if I go there,
it's because
I'll get a speech and then I'll start I'm just telling you certain words, or I'll start repeating myself.
The Buddha says, being in a state of pain, anxiety, or in a state of suffering comes from attachment. When you're attached to things, attached to people, attached to identities, attached to philosophies, then you end up being in a situation where you experience pain. But you don't have to experience suffering if you live in a state of no expectations, where you're just living life, taking it day by day, step by step, and enjoying yourself. You always have the pain of comparison. You know, it's easy to compare yourself in the age of the internet to other people. The pain of living in the future, right? The pain of what you could be, you should be, but you aren't. You can liberate yourself from a lot of these things by living in the present moment, by being here right now.
We may not be able to control everything in our outer world, but we certainly can control our inner world. And so it's not so important to not react. I mean, everybody reacts, I react. The question is, how long are you gonna react?
An opportunity, that could be the one that could change your life. So optimists fail far more than cynics, but eventually they hit a home run. So always keep your guard up, protect yourself, be street smart, but never fully close yourself off to the fact that you might have a life-changing opportunity in front of you.
These are words to remember when anyone tries to tell you to give up, tell you to give in, because whatever you're trying to do is impossible. Impossible is just a word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in the world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. Impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion. I'm here to say you will make mistakes along the way. You will fall down. I have, many times, but what we do after that fall is how we make history, because impossible is nothing.
If you look at the greats in any walk of life, the greats do things